What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on first take, they're going to be talking about, does Kobe Bryant belong in an all-NBA worst team? So let's see what they have to say about that.
It's not that Kobe's on the third team that's the outrage. It's that he's on any of these teams at all. That is the outrage. That's an outrage. Kobe Bryant,
You're an outrage.
There is a lot of emotional reaction to Kobe because the advanced analytics will tell you he's not a top 10 all-time player, right? And he suffers because he played in an era that was less efficient than this one. So even though James Harden may have more efficient seasons than Kobe Bryant, if you watch James Harden in his prime and Kobe in his prime, there's no way to think James Harden was as good as Kobe Bryant, because he wasn't. Even offensively, let alone both ends of the floor. He just played a certain way in a more efficient era. So he played more efficiently, the numbers will favor him. So it's not that I sleep on Kobe's prime. Kobe wasn't in his prime. We're talking about starting in the year 2010, 2011, right?
Oh, so Max, you're trying to jump on Kobe a year after he just won a championship, 2010? Which it doesn't really matter, because that's not going to take away the fact that Kobe has won 5 rings, which will be 1 ring less than Michael Jordan. And Kobe Bryant won 2 rings by himself without Shaq. Like I said, he did it by himself. So you can say whatever you want negative about Kobe Bryant, but the fact is those 5 rings trump whatever you have to say negative about him. So let's continue.
Because now we're in 1920. Okay, 2010, 2011, Kobe Bryant played 82 games, had a great season, 25 points a game. He still wasn't prime Kobe anymore. I was in LA at the time, but he was better than prime Carmelo, right? Kobe on the way down was still better than another all-star.
So we counting the 2010 championship in this or no?
No, by the way, 2010-11 is when it starts. That's the first season we're counting.
Well, we're starting this one, 2019, 2020, though. Right?
Yeah, you're saying
11, 11,
yeah.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 10 years. Okay. So he played, so that counts as a great season. The following season, he played 58 games. He had another season on that level, still excellent, not prime Kobe excellent, but he played 58 games. And then 78 games, which was his last great season. So he had 3 seasons that you can call great seasons. Not prime Kobe seasons, but even Kobe on the way down, better than most players who ever lived. And
yeah, exactly. Coming down, Kobe is better than 97% of the league that he's playing with. So let's continue.
And that was it. After that, Kobe Bryant became maybe the most destructive player in the history of the NBA because because he was Kobe Bryant and the Lakers had no one else, he was allowed to shoot as much as he wanted. He no longer played defense. He couldn't. He had Achilles. He had a million different injuries, right? His knee was falling apart. Everything was going. He played 6 games one season. Don't even count that. 35 games the next. You know what he shot from the field in those 35 games? 29%. So if you had to put him on any team,
if you had
to put him on any team, since he can't be all NBA best team, what team would he be on?
He would be on the all NBA worst team, actually.
Mac, you are sick. You're absolutely sick, man. You need to be drug tested. Look, I tell you what. So Kobe Bryant, he had his stats probably started to dwindle because he was the only star on his team. So he felt like he had to take all the shots. He had the green light to take all the shots that I needed. Even if there were ill-advised, low percentage shots, he still had to take those shots. And it worked for 2 years with him doing that because he won 2 rings where he was the only superstar on his team without Shaq. So we know it could work. Does it look good that he had to do all that? No. But do you think if Kobe Bryant has some snipers with him or another superstar with him that he wouldn't defer to them or pass the ball to them with somebody that had a better shot? Of course he would, but he didn't. He was the only superstar on his team, so he had the green light to do whatever he needed to do, and it worked for 2 years because he earned 2 rings pretty much by himself. So let's continue.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Look,
you're kidding.
The point is this.
Go home.
The point is this.
You go home.
He averaged.
Goodbye. Kobe Bryant's on the worst team. Goodbye.
He averaged 22 points a game, and people who know no better will point to that. But there's only one, you have to do per possession. 29% from the field. Okay, what he shoot from 3 points, right? Sorry, 29% from 3. He shot 5 threes a game. 5 threes a game. At 29%. His field goal percentage, 37% on the season. On the season, 37%. The following season, he shot 7 threes a game at 28%, a 36% field goal percentage. So do you agree that if someone shoots 7 threes a game and shoots under 30% and shoots under 40% from the field and takes a million shots a game, that's a terrible offensive player?
You call them the
Look, Max, do you think that Kobe Bryant would be taking those 7 3-pointers if he had a Robert Horry with him still, or if he had a Derek Fisher, or maybe a Steph Curry, or even a Klay Thompson? Do you think he would be doing that if he had backup like that? No, he wouldn't. There's a reason why Kobe had to take those shots, because he was the number 1 star on his team. And like I told you, it worked twice because he won 2 rings out of being the type of player that you're trying to describe him as being. He won 2 rings by himself. So let's continue.
Most destructive player in the NBA.
But the all-worst team. Some of these guys, and I'm not saying he played at Giannis's level for 3 years, but Giannis is on this team for the last 3 years of his career right now, right? He's on this team because he went, I think it was 22, 25, and then last year he was the MVP. You talk about those first 3 years of the decade for Kobe, those were solid years. And I agree with you. I don't necessarily think he belongs on the third team. I don't know if Kobe belongs on the all-decade team because he was declining, and he had declined. He
had 3 great years. How does that put you on an all-decade?
Well, so does Giannis. Giannis has 3 great years, and they're on the same team.
But Giannis also has other years where he didn't stink. When you
but he wasn't. Kobe, but you are pointing to 3 years.
No, but
you said they were great.
Also take credit away when a guy is allowed to submarine a team. So the argument back then.
But then you add credit when he's the only superstar on his team, Max. What don't you understand about that?
Team to the all-worst team, though.
Because this is the thing. Kobe Bryant still had a measure of skill. He just didn't have the athletic ability anymore to really make that skill work for the team. But because he was Kobe Bryant, because the team had no one else, and they were selling tickets because people were watching Kobe still do his thing, reliving the past, he was allowed to take things like 7 threes a game to shoot all the time. And what I'm contending is no player as ineffective offensively as Kobe was at that point, as inefficient, was ever allowed to shoot that much. Ever. Right. That makes him the most destructive. And he couldn't.
Again, do you think he would be doing that if he had a Steph Curry to defer to, or a Klay Thompson to defer to, or Robert Horry, or maybe a Derek Fisher? No, he wouldn't be doing that. He would have passed the ball. But again, he was the only star on his team, and it worked at least 2 years because he got 2 rings out of playing that type of ball. So let's continue.
Play any defense. So Kobe was there to entertain the fans, not to win games.
But that's not on Kobe, right? That's on the Los Angeles Lakers doing a deal with Kobe that made you have to keep him. And also not bringing in players that were around him or that wanted to be around in order to help Kobe be more efficient. He was still the best from a skill level. He was still the best talent on the team. And to take a guy from the third team to the all-worst team is more my problem with you than anything.
I challenge you to find me a player who could do more harm. Now, Kobe might say something like, I was trying to show these young guys something. This is how you go about your business. This is how you play without fear, whatever, and doing a thing for the Lakers franchise. But in that case, he's sacrificing those seasons of his career on the altar of doing that. That's fine. These were still the